The theme for my set design of the Laramie project is humans only realize that change is necessary when it is too late. I took quite a minimalistic approach to design the set basis for the entire play, and used a metaphor to represent both time and society in the context of Matthew Shepard's murder. I decided to make a fence out of black gears, referring to clockwork and thus the concept of time. Also, I chose to use gears instead of, say, just clocks, because the gear system is a microcosm for society in Laramie. There is a system of live and let live, and the red gear not only represents the blood of Matthew left on the fence, but also Matthew Shepard himself. Even though he was a part of society, a part of the mechanical system, Matthew was different because of his sexuality, and thus his lifestyle was unacceptable to people in Laramie, and he had to suffer for it. Because of what happened, he ended up breaking the system and bringing it to attention all over the world, which relates back to the theme that humans only realize that change is necessary when it is too late. Him, as a red gear, is the one gear that's out of place that breaks the whole system. The angel at the top of the set would be made with satin, which is a light flowing material that reflects light quite well. The gears would be made of metal, spray painted black and red respectively, and though I wasn't able to reflect this in a diorama, the entire gear fence would actually be able to move downstage and upstage for different scenes. The stars would not be actually star stickers, but rather LED lights, creating the star shape. I was quite heavily influenced by the set of Wicked the Musical, drawing inspiration from the similar use of mechanical gears and an overshadowing figure, which in Wicked is a dragon, but I had my reasons for choosing an angel instead, which I will explain later. Line. Clean-cut lines, all very mechanical. While this is not represented in the diorama, a lighting state I would want for a fence scene, specifically, is lights shining from upstage to downstage, especially backlighting, because this would shine through the holes in my fence to show the silhouette line of the people, representing that everyone is the same, equal, no matter what the differences may be, everyone deserves the same rights. They're all just shadows. Color, I used a lot of black, both because black highlights the seriousness of the issue and is a constant reminder of the incident, but also because of the silver and gold stars, it creates a night sky, which is what Matthew would have seen if he looked up when he was tied to the fence. Black is often described as the absence of color, which in my set represents the lack of individual thinking in the gear society representation. I chose to have a green base because it represents nature in Laramie, in contrast to the mechanical gear fence and the very dark colors, which is also where Matthew was tied up. The yellow halo for the angel is a soft light and glow that's always present, shining down on people who need help. The yellow halo and white angel are also in contrast with the dark colors and mechanical set design, which shows that there is still hope for protection within the darkness. The angel has a different texture to the rest of the set because I wanted the contrast in texture to highlight the significance of this angel figure. This is also a reference to Angels in America and Romaine Patterson's angel group at his funeral. The softness of this texture, compared to the harshness of the rest of the set, symbolizes that there's perhaps an angelic figure who embraces the victims, and there is still a beauty and serenity to society that could be achieved, but unfortunately only after tragic events happen, or rather when it's too late. I used quite a lot of negative space because I did want to take a more minimalistic approach and allow for different set pieces for different scenes. For just a basic set, and this would also be the basis for a fence scene, it is indeed a complex issue, and people tend to stray away from the actual incident at hand with the media circus, with distractions and conspiracies. But what really happened was Matthew Shepard was tragically and brutally murdered, so I wanted to use basic but harsh details to emphasize the core issue. Balance, I generally try to achieve balance with use of symmetry in my set, with a number of gold and silver stars mirroring each other on either side of the angel, and the number of stars here being symbolic as well. There are 6 silver stars, which is representative of Matthew being taken on the 6th of October, and there are 12 gold stars, representative of Matthew passing away on the 12th of October. The black gears are all black in unity, but the red gear creates a contrast, as explained before. Everything, especially the gear fence, is larger than life, in proportion to the actors on stage, to represent the set being a microcosm for society, rather than just a realistic setting. The movement of my gear fence allows for flexibility in adapting to different scenes, despite its presence throughout the entire play, and shows that the issues have different perspectives and is not stationary. It's always changing. I use a lot of black with the black gears against the black background to place emphasis on the red gear, even though black may blend in with the background, which is actually intentional and represents that society in Laramie would rather not just stand out, live and let live, and not do anything unless something provoked them, which is obviously ironic because of Aaron McKinney and Russell Henderson, and the black gears would still be visible because of lighting. All in all, I wanted all the elements and principles in my set design to communicate the theme, which is that humans only realize that change is necessary when it is too late.